Tonight on Nightline, Message Man. With his economic rescue plan laid out, President Barack Obama makes a primetime pitch to the nation. So, did he pull it off? We're live with the Nightline report card. And Love Connection. There are more than 15 million fish in the Match.com sea, and they're all looking for that special someone. We go behind the scenes at the mega matchmaker to see why looking for love has exploded in these tough times. Plus, honey candy. The economy may be sour, but when it comes to candy and lipstick, business sure can be sweet. And tonight, these simple pleasures are a sign of the times.
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City, this is Nightline, March 24th, 2009.
Good evening, I'm Cynthia McFadden. A few short hours ago, President Barack Obama, now 64 days on the job, held his second primetime news conference. It came one day after his administration laid out its economic plan for taking over toxic bank assets to kickstart the credit market, a plan cheered on by Wall Street. And so perhaps riding Monday's economic confidence, the president shared his progress report with the nation. Our senior White House correspondent, Jake Tapper, was there.
The main reason the president came before the cameras tonight was not to take our questions so much as to communicate with the American people that amidst all this economic doom and gloom, there was reason for hope.
And we're beginning to see signs of progress.
What those signs of progress are were all tied to steps the president has taken, he said. The stimulus bill.
This plan's already saved the jobs of teachers and police officers. It's creating construction jobs to rebuild roads and bridges.
The housing plan.
This plan's one reason that mortgage interest rates are now at near historic lows.
A new push for an initiative to get credit flowing for auto, student, and business loans.
A program that's already securitized more of this lending in the last week than in the last 4 months combined.
These small glimmers of hope, as the president has called them, were why he wanted to talk to the country.
I want to give everyone who's watching tonight an update on the steps we're taking to move this economy from recession to recovery and ultimately to prosperity.
But we got to ask some questions as well. The AP, which always goes first, wanted to know about the new regulatory authority the president wants to be able to seize control of massive financial institutions, the way the FDIC can take control of a bank.
We should have obtained it much earlier so that any institution that poses a systemic risk that could bring down the financial system, we don't have that power right now.
On Capitol Hill, Senate Democrats tonight were talking about abandoning the president's hopes for an energy cap and trade system, which would exact a fine on polluters, and on extending his middle-class tax cut.
Will you sign a budget if it does not contain a middle-class tax cut, does not contain cap and trade?
I've emphasized repeatedly what I expect out of this budget. The bottom line is that I want to see health care, energy, education, and serious efforts to reduce our budget deficit. And there are going to be a lot of details that are still being worked out, but I have confidence that we're going to be able to get a budget done that's reflective of what needs to happen in order to make sure that America grows.
There was one clear subject the president wanted to discuss. Our own Ann Compton asked him if the race of the first African-American president has played any role in his presidency so far.
Or has the last 64 days been a relatively colorblind time?
I think that the last 64 days has been dominated by me trying to figure out how we're going to fix the economy. And that affects black, brown, and white.
The president was at times defiant. For instance, he was asked about Republican criticisms of the $7 to $9.3 trillion national debt that his budget is projected to create over the next 10 years.
Well, I suspect that some of those Republican critics have a short memory because, as I recall, I'm inheriting a $1.3 trillion deficit, annual deficit from them.
He was asked about the delay in his public reaction to the AIG bonuses controversy.
Why did you wait days to come out and express that outrage?
It took us a couple of days because I like to know what I'm talking about before I speak. All right?
One question about a non-domestic issue, about whether the next likely more conservative prime minister of Israel would complicate the president's hopes for Mideast peace. brought forth a soliloquy.
The status quo is unsustainable. These problems can be dealt with. That whole philosophy of persistence, by the way, is one that I'm going to be emphasizing again and again in the months and years to come as long as I'm in this office. I'm a big believer in persistence.
He applied this to the banks, to lobbyists, pork barrel projects, Iran, taking some liberties with what his critics said, to be sure.
You know, we did a video sending a message to the Iranian people and the leadership of the Islamic Republic of Iran. And some people said, well, they did not immediately say that we're eliminating nuclear weapons and stop funding terrorism. Well, we didn't expect that.
And in the future, he said,
hopefully people will judge that body of work and say, this is a big ocean liner. It's not a speedboat. It doesn't turn around immediately, but we're in a better place because of the decisions that we make. All right?
And with
Thank you,
that,
everybody.
the captain of the ship went back to the brig. This is Jake Tapper for Nightline at the White House.
Jake Tapper reporting. And that brings us to the Nightline report card. We're joined now by our chief Washington correspondent and host of This Week, George Stephanopoulos. So, George, what were some of the toughest questions President Obama faced tonight?
A lot to choose from tonight, Cynthia. For the most part, those 15 or so questions that came over the hour were all pointed, all challenging, and most of the reporters got a follow-up. I think the toughest questions he got came from our own Jake Tapper on the budget, and the president appeared to concede that he wasn't going to get everything he wanted, even conceding at one point that his middle-class tax cut might not last beyond the next 2 years.
What was the president's best moment, the best pushback, George?
I think a couple. I think one of them came when the president was asked how come he's not calling on Americans to sacrifice, which gave him the opportunity to stand on the side of everyone out there who feels like they're sacrificing a lot in this tough economy. He came back to that a couple of times. And then when he was asked at one point why he didn't speak out earlier, pressed on why he didn't speak out earlier on the AIG bonus issues, he said, because I like to know what I'm talking about before I speak. So that was a very take that moment.
George, I was surprised tonight the president didn't call on the New York Times, he didn't call on the Wall Street Journal, he didn't call on the Washington Post. Were you surprised by that?
A little bit, but look at who he did call on, Cynthia, and this is part of the president's strategy of going around the traditional press. Univision, the largest Hispanic network, got called on right after the broadcast networks, before the cables. Ebony Magazine, probably the first question they ever got at a presidential press conference. Same thing for Stars and Stripes tonight. And each one of those journalists asked questions on topics that other journalists may not have asked.
And finally, George, your overall grade tonight, Professor, for the president and the press, what would you give him?
I think both the president and the press hit their marks tonight. For the president tonight, he had a very clear strategy, and that was to tell the country that he has a strategy. He has an economic strategy, that it's starting to work, that we're not out of the woods yet by any means, but that with persistence, it's going to pay off, and we're going to make progress on these four big issues he kept talking about: health care, education, energy, and reducing the deficit. And the press also did do their job tonight, pressing the president on issues that people back home really care about. Most of the questions about the economy, about the economic crisis we're facing right now. I was surprised by one thing, Cynthia. Over the course of the whole press conference, the whole hour, not a single question on Iraq or Afghanistan, where, of course, Americans have been fighting now for more than 6 years. When's the last time that happened at a primetime presidential press conference?
So, what's the grade?
A- for the president, A- for the press.
As always, our thanks to George Stephanopoulos. When we come back, we'll shift gears to the elusive search for love. Millions are going online to try to strike a match.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Progressive.
Hi, may I help you?
Yes, I hear Progressive has lots of discounts on car insurance. Can I get in on that?
Are you a safe driver?
Yes.
Discount. Do you own a home?
Yes.
Discount. Are you gonna buy online?
Yes.
Discount. Isn't getting discounts great?
Yes!
There's no discount for agreeing with me.
Yeah, I got carried away.
Happens to me all the time.
Helping you save money. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today. This is a real story.
An aide to Congressman Collins was found dead this morning.
He's an old friend of yours.
Good reporters don't have friends, only sources.
When the story, who might have wanted Sonia dead, reveals a conspiracy. This girl was double agent. Keep your friends close. Trust no one. And your enemies closer. But only if you can tell them apart.
This is as connected as it gets.
State of Play, rated PG-13.
Well, I married my dream girl, but she didn't tell me her credit was bad. So now instead of living in a pleasant suburb, we're living in the basement at her mom and dad's. No, we can't get a loan for a respectable home just because my girl defaulted on some old credit card. If we'd gone to freecreditreport.com, I'd be a happy bachelor with a dog and a yard.
Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
I hate traffic.
I must spend about an hour or two a day in traffic.
20 minutes, at least an hour and a half.
Americans waste 4.2 billion hours a year stuck in traffic.
Nobody likes traffic.
Every year, traffic congestion wastes 58 super tankers of fuel.
What can you do about it?
I heard Stockholm put in a smart toll system.
Hej för dig.
Ljudlock gick ner med 20%.
Do that here and we can save a lot of gas.
2 billion liters of petrol.
And time.
That's what I'm working on. I'm an IBMer.
Let's build
a smarter planet.
Tonight, Jimmy's got Scrub, Zach Braff. In the Motherhood, Cheryl Hines. And the latest cast-off from Dancing with the Stars. It's a show so big, it'll leave you shaking.
Was that an earthquake, or did you just rock my world?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, all new, coming up on ABC.
A band of sisters take an astonishing journey tomorrow on World News with Charles Gibson.
How to save money on a truck or SUV. Step 1, get a Toyota. Because the more dependable the vehicle, the more it saves you in the long run. Step 2, go to Toyota's Quality Saves Money tent event, where you'll find tough trucks like Tacoma. And right now, you can lease a RAV4 for just $249 a month, plus get $1,000 in customer bonus lease cash. But hurry, Toyota's Quality Saves Money tent event ends March 31st. Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
Matchmaking is no longer just blind dates or blind luck. It's big business. In 2006, the latest year for which a figure is available, it had grown into an estimated $250 million industry online. There may be no better example than Match.com, cyber matchmaker for more than 15 million people globally. And as the saying goes, misery loves company. So in these tough economic times, perhaps it's no surprise that business is booming. Ryan Owens has the report.
It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Who's like my baby?
There's that couple in love. You know the one. They act like there's no one else in the room, no one else in the world. That all that cheesy music is just for them. Trey Boswell and Cindy Brown of Dallas may look like that couple, but they didn't take the traditional road to romance.
Got a wink from her, got an email from her.
They found love online, and they say on a budget, on the dating website Match.com.
It's just a smarter, more financially efficient way of meeting that right person.
When you tell people how you met him and how quickly things have progressed, what do they say to you?
First thing is, oh my gosh, really? How long have you known him? Once they've met him, I'll typically get a text message, an email, or a phone call. So, can you help me write my profile?
It turns out a lot of people are writing their profiles. At a time when so many businesses need a bailout, online dating services have never been busier. Match.com boasts a whopping 15 million members worldwide, with 20,000 new people signing up every day at $34.99 a month.
The business here is hopping. We're up 20% this year, which is double the increase we had over January last year.
Mandy Ginsburg runs Match.com's American operations from its corporate headquarters in Dallas. An office that looks half bordello chic, as one employee described it, and half Silicon Valley.
Okay, so this looks like the space station here. What is this?
So this is Command Central. So we're constantly monitoring site activity, making sure that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that the site is active.
They keep what they call success walls around the office. Wedding pictures, engagement shots of the clients they've brought together in cyberspace. Our couple in love isn't there just yet, but each is at least relieved to have a partner to ride out the recession with.
I don't have much money, but boy, if I did.
Trey sells grand pianos, and as he says, they aren't exactly walking out of the showroom these days. Cindy is a corporate recruiter. Her base salary was slashed a few months ago. Since no one's hiring, she's not making much.
People need each other even more when everyone is reading the headlines every day, and it's dismal.
It allows you to get back to the basics of traditional dating, where you have to be creative and actually think of some innovative ways to date on a dime.
Do you guys do that?
We have.
It may sound a little corny, but it's working. And not just for Match. Rival eHarmony.com is also seeing double-digit gains. And no surprise here, free dating websites, and there are countless of those, are doing even better. Plentyoffish.com is the busiest, and it brags of a remarkable 2 billion page views a month.
People truly want to be optimistic and find someone to weather the economic storm with.
Mandy Ginsburg says Match.com sees especially high traffic on days when the Dow Jones Industrial Average is way down.
People aren't going out and they're not spending as much money at restaurants, at bars. They are spending a lot of time online.
So I was one of those girls that used to complain and say, that I was miserable because I wasn't meeting anybody.
Karen Sullivan is a New York City ad executive who's looking for love online. We'll let her tell you the rest, courtesy of her Match.com profile.
38, I'm single, I'm a vegetarian, I have a cat, but I'm not a lesbian. So just, I tried to make it a little bit funny.
She's been looking since September.
What am I looking for? Definitely sense of humor is big. I would prefer to be with somebody who has a job, but that's not in this economy. I don't know how selective you can be.
Speaking of, Karen recently had to take on a second job to support herself. She doesn't have much time now to date the old-fashioned way and actually finds the modern alternative oddly empowering.
You take a step back when you're going through a hardship and realize what might be missing. And the nice thing about online dating is that you can empower yourself and you can do something to change your situation. You don't have a right to complain anymore. If you're still single and you're not out dating, I don't want to hear it. If anybody complains to me, I'm like, well, go online. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Back to our couple enjoying that cheesy music. They have been together now for 3 months, so I had to ask.
What do you guys think may be in your future as a couple?
Is that your phone ringing?
I know.
Go get it quick.
Check, please. You know what? I think our future right now is as bright as they can get. We've known each other for 3 months. We're both mature enough and experienced enough to know you don't make any type of long-term decisions after knowing anybody after 3 months. But
especially during a television interview, yes.
Especially during a television interview. But I think we both know we're off to an awesome start. And I think we're both pretty excited about it.
It's fun. Meeting somebody, that was the objective. Where it goes from there, who knows? But so far, so good. He's a keeper.
A good start considering online dating, just like the old kind, does not come with a guarantee of success. Except, it seems, if you happen to own one of those websites. I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Dallas.
Through the day and the night, I'm dreaming of you, baby.
No guarantees, but you never know unless you try. Ryan Owens reporting. When we come back, what do candy and lipstick have in common? They're both in tonight's Sign of the Times.
First we add the baking soda, then we put the vinegar.
Scientific explorations in the kitchen? Bring it.
It started bubbling.
New Bounty has 25% thicker quilts. It cleans the mess with less.
Then you know what, Teddy? It exploded! Yeah, it hit the ceiling.
In lab tests, Bounty absorbs twice as much as the bargain brand. And it's more durable.
It was really cool.
Why use more when you can use less? New Bounty, the even thicker, quicker picker-upper.
Unlock a magical world where all your cat's favorite flavors, including real carnation milk, come alive. Frisky's feline favorites. Feed the senses.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's greenhouse. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
Are you and your gray hair facing an identity crisis?
My hair says experience. My hair says energy.
Touch of Gray. The best of both combs away a little gray, never too much, just right.
Now I look like I know what I'm doing and can still do it.
Touch of Gray.
Could a simple cough be a warning sign of something much worse? Tomorrow, see the simple test that can literally save your life. So simple that we'll show you the whole thing live from start to finish. Trust us, you can't miss this. Good Morning America tomorrow.
Day after day, you seem to get less and less value for your dollar. And day after day, your garage seems to get smaller and smaller. At Public Storage, $1 still gets you a great value. Just $1 pays for your first month's rent. We have a variety of storage spaces to choose from, so even in today's economy, you can still get a great value and regain your space. Call 1-800-44-STORE today or click on publicstorage.com to reserve your unit. Public Storage, the real storage experts. Call 1-800-44-STORE.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cash with Sleep Dentistry of Portland. How would you like to wake up to the smile you've always dreamed of? At Sleep Dentistry, you can. Most dentists offering sedation provide only light oral sedation. We too offer light oral sedation. However, our patients are most impressed by our IV sedation. You're comfortable and reliably unaware of the dentistry. If you need sedation or just a gentle dentist, we can help at Sleep Dentistry of Portland.
If you love spring, you'll love a Subaru. With its versatility and symmetrical all-wheel drive, it's built to help you make the most of the season. So come to our Go Love Spring event. Get a Subaru and go love spring.
Lease the 2009 Impreza 2.5i for $179 per month. Now through March 31st.
Nightline continues from New York City with Cynthia McFadden.
In the dark days following 9/11, the head of the cosmetic giant Estee Lauder noticed something strange. Lipstick sales were skyrocketing. He coined the term lipstick index to suggest that in tough times, women turn to beauty products to feel better. It's hard to read the lipstick indicator these days. Some beauty companies are doing really well and others are not. But this much is clear. Simple pleasures are increasingly popular. Tonight, a look at lipstick and candy as economic indicators. That's got to be a sign of the times. Nothing says recession quite like red lipstick, at least according to Harper's Bazaar editor Glenda Bailey.
Always in troubled times, the increase of sales of red lipstick goes up. Women want to be more visible. They want to be seen and heard. And so there's no doubt about this recession. We're going to see a revival of bright colors and optimism.
It happened on Wall Street in 1929.
The concept has deep roots. Sales of cosmetics rose 25% during the Great Depression as women cheered themselves up with, you guessed it, red lipstick. People crave small pleasures during tough times, and for many women, lipstick is such a pleasure. Candy is another, especially the cheap stuff. Gummy bears, Tootsie Rolls.
I'm here because candy is like
universal. When you're sad, you can eat candy, so...
Are you sad?
No, I'm not sad, but the economic times are getting everybody sad, so candy's a good way to enjoy.
This shirt says stress spelled backwards is desserts, and stress spelled backwards is literally desserts. And if you're stressed, you should eat dessert. It makes you feel good and happy and less stressed.
Dylan Lauren, daughter of Ralph, owns Dylan's Candy Bar on New York's Upper East Side. She says business is booming.
People say that during economic bad times, during tough times, people buy candy. Have you seen that to be true?
Definitely. I mean, our sales have increased. I don't know if it's the recession or just people's sweet tooths have gotten bigger, but I think people have really gravitated towards, buying nostalgic candies and candies from around the world, especially now. It's like a luxury that's affordable.
And if you don't want to eat it, how about a bath in it?
Birthday cake shower gel, soda pop shower gel, and it smells like birthday cake. So, with candy, it's like every day is a celebration, and it looks like you can drink it, but don't. Do you like it?
No, but you know what? It would be hard not to take a little swig.
But her biggest seller remains plain old chocolate.
Chocolate has serotonin in it and magnesium, so it's good for if you're in a bad mood, especially, with the recession or people losing jobs. So if you're having a bad day, you put on a pair of sweet pants instead of sweatpants.
So, assuming the need for sugar doesn't force you to abandon your sweet sweats for a moo-moo, we return to the fashionable world of Harper's Bazaar for a few final thoughts.
We're all victims of the economy, but it doesn't mean we have to be fashion victims.
So, what about hemlines? Do they have a message for Wall Street?
Everyone says, in a good economy, the hemlines go up. In a bad economy, it all comes down.
What was on the runways this spring?
People don't know what to think, so you saw long and you saw short. Personally, I'm all for short.
You are?
I think if you've got great legs, show them off. Make the most of your looks.
Wear short skirts, eat chocolate, and cheer up. Better days are coming. At least that's what the president told us all tonight. By the way, what simple pleasures do men seek out in bad times? Studies say they indulge in fast food, and maybe women wearing lipstick. When we come back, it's your turn to grade the president and the press, and it's the subject of tonight's closing argument.
Wednesday.
I'm sorry, you're on your own.
It's Survivor versus Survivor. Every man for himself.
Now I know exactly why I'm here.
ABC's Lost. All new Wednesday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
This is your captain speaking. We are 14th in line for takeoff.
Beep, beep, beep. Looks like it's bumper to bumper on the interstate.
I gotta get to Cleveland.
Should have skipped that second soda.
Remember your belt, your watch, your shoes?
I wonder what gas costs today.
$7 for a pillow. An extra bag costs what?
I hate traffic.
The train is now arriving.
The train has arrived indeed. Amtrak. Enjoy the journey.
This is a great time to make a great buy at Bruce Chevrolet. Over 350 vehicles, all for immediate delivery. Folks, it's my opinion, these two vehicles are the best buy on the American roads. Take a look at this 08 Impala loaded with extras, only $11,988. Or this 08 Trailblazer, also loaded for only $15,988. You can't beat it. Come out today. That's Bruce Chevrolet in Hillsborough, a name you know and trust.
The best brands, the most popular models in home entertainment, they're here now at Home Video Library Electronics. Find Sony Bravia with advanced digital HD processing to create outstanding high-definition viewing.
If you shop around, you'll be glad you found Home Video Library Electronics.
On June 12th, all broadcast television stations will make the move to 100% digital signals.
That means if you don't own a digital-ready television, you will lose access to news, weather, and your favorite shows. K2 is on your side to get you ready for the switch.
Watch for special reports to educate you on the DTV switch. And throughout the year, look for K2's DTV test to show you what you'll see if you don't get ready.
For more information, just head to our website at katu.com. K2 on your side.
Hey, I bet you don't know where Broadway Toyota at the Rose Quarter is.
Probably at the Rose Quarter.
Not much gets by you, does it? Correct. Broadway Toyota at the Rose Quarter is at the Rose Quarter, but where's that?
Over there by that giant egg.
Yep, that's right. Over by the giant egg. 2 blocks east to be exact. How would you get there from here?
Well, I'd swim.
Come on.
I'd probably cross the Broadway Bridge.
Yes. So if you're thinking about buying a Toyota,
Broadway is the only way.
Batteries Plus is your one-stop source for anything that needs a battery. Remember, if it needs a battery, all you need is Batteries Plus, America's battery experts.
Visit one of our Portland, Beaverton, Salem, or Vancouver locations.
Rhonda in the morning, Rod at night. K2 Storm Tracker weather.
This Thursday night, Nightline opens the floor to a passionate debate, challenging deeply personal beliefs from all sides. The debate on Nightline this Thursday night.
It's time now for tonight's closing argument. So what do you think of the president's press conference tonight? Was he asked the important questions? Did he answer them? Do you feel more confident in the economic system after hearing the president speak? George Stephanopoulos gave an A- to both the president and the press. Tonight we ask you, was he too easy on them? What are your grades? Tell us what you think by clicking on the Nightline page at abcnews.com or join the conversation anytime at my Twitter page or the Nightline Twitter page. And tomorrow night, my co-anchor Terry Moran will share a personal moment of truth when he reveals his DNA test results for genetic markers for Alzheimer's disease, which runs in his family. We hope you'll watch. That is our report for tonight. Jimmy Kimmel Live is up next. I'm Cynthia McFadden for Terry, Martin Bashir, and all of us at ABC News. Good night, America.